Imagine that you are a Spider-Man. Yes, I'm serious. You are a Spider-Man. Say that, I'm a Spider-Man. And you have this function which is called string web shooter. And you want to hang on a building. And you know the length of the string which you have. And you know too the angle of elevation from the ground. And you need to know what is the height of the building. For example, the angle is 60 degrees and the length of the string is 7 meters. Can you find the height of the building in this case? If you don't know, watch that video till the end. Hey guys, how are you doing? Are you feeling good? I hope so. Let's continue what we studied before. Trigonometry, and now we're gonna study sine. Sine, it's like this, but we are writing as an abbreviation like this, okay? So don't say sen, please. So, sine has 5 cases. The first one, that I'm gonna ask you to find sine of an angle, for example, A. Or maybe, I'm gonna ask you to find sine A. Or maybe I'm gonna ask you to find angle A. Or maybe I'm gonna ask you to find angle A. Or maybe I'm gonna ask you to find a side. Okay? Okay, let's talk about the first case. Sine of an angle, for example A. When I draw here a triangle, and this triangle is A, B, C, and I give you this side is 3 centimeter, and I give you this one 4 centimeter, and here 5 centimeter. And I ask you to find sine A, sine of angle A. So I'm gonna mark it, and now you have to put the letters. So this angle A is opposite to CB or BC, and this is the hypotenuse, and this is the adjacent. Now, if you want to find sine A, you have to memorize this formula, which is O over H. Yes, the opposite over hypotenuse. So sine A in this case equals 3 over 5. If you want to write it as decimal, it's going to be 0.6. So the second case of sine, to find sine angle A, and I give you a triangle which is A, B, C, and its right angle at B, and this angle is 30 degrees. So how can you find sine A in this case? Just you're gonna write it on the calculator as sine 30 equals, it's gonna be 0.5. The third case of sine, that I'm gonna ask you to find the angle. Find angle A. For example, I'm gonna give you sine of angle A equals 0.35, and I ask you to find angle A. In this case, we need to cancel sine to get A, so you need to put sine -1. Excellent. And here you have to put it again because it's an equation, and cross these out. So angle A equals sine -1 of 0.35, which is 20.5. It's about 20.5. And don't forget sine -1 by pressing shift on the calculator and sine. The fourth case of sine, that I'm gonna give you two sides, for example 6 centimeter and 10 centimeter, and I ask you to find angle C. In this case, we're gonna mark angle C and determine that 6 is what? Opposite hypotenuse or adjacent. So of course it's going to be opposite because it's opposite to C, and this is the longest side, which is H. And what is the relation between O and H? accent صح, which is sine equals O over H. So you're going to use sine. Why? Because we have here 6 and we have here 10. We need to find the relation between them to get C. According to C, don't forget. So sine C equals 6 over 10. So now it's so easy to find C. He said find C. So what are you going to do? Great, we're going to use sine -1 on both sides. Cross these out. So angle C equals sine -1 of 6 over 10. Be 36.9 degrees. The fifth idea of sine that I'm going to give you a side and an angle, and I'm going to ask you to find another side. For example, you have your right angle triangle A, B, C, and I give you this angle 30 degrees, for example, and this side is 5 centimeter, and I asked you to find this side. So find side AC. Any side consists of 2 letters, okay? So when I say find AC, means from A to C or C to A. What are you going to do? You're going to write the given angle according to this side and the required. How come? By putting here according to this 30, this is what opposite, and this is the required, which is hypotenuse. So what is the relation between O and H? Excellent, is going to be sine. Sine what? Sine 30, which you have it here, equals O, which is 5 over hypotenuse. I don't know it, so I'm going to write AC, or if you want to write H only, no problem. Now use the cross multiplication by putting here 1, and now cross multiplication by writing AC equals, what is the opposite of AC? Excellent, sine 30, write it down in the denominator, sine 30, and here the opposite numbers, 5 times 1, so it's going to be 10 centimeter. Now let's solve that question. How can I find the height of this building? So what I'm going to write, I'm going to find the relation between the opposite, which is required, which is opposite here. I'm going to write here opposite, and here the hypotenuse, because it's the longest side, and the right angle triangle. Of course, the building with the ground, it makes 90 degrees. So here hypotenuse. So I'm going to use sine, because sine makes a relation between H and O. So I'm going to write sine what? Yes, great, 60 equals O, which is the height, over the hypotenuse, which is 7, and put here over it 1. Now H equals opposite to what? To 1. Write 1 down and multiply these together. 7 times sine 60 equals 6.1 meters. Thank you for watching.